Okay, who wants to give a recap?
There we go. As we load in, nobody knows what to talk about except that we killed an invisible guy last time, rescued Layla's dad, and we actually didn't rescue him yet. We're currently just looking at him as he's just sitting there in the chair,
And we use
menacingly.
glitter bombs.
And you use glitter bombs, yes.
And can we have trivia? A trivia question.
Trivia question.
Please.
Well, the thing about trivia is I don't really know of anything super prominent that you guys have gone through for a trivia point. Like, a lot of it has happened, but it's nothing notable enough to ask a question about.
Okay, what about a trivia question having to do with the campaign and not just last session?
What about someone else's lore?
I mean, if you guys want to take guesses at what other people are going through, or are you talking about like something that has been stated?
Something stated.
I have a guess about Lou's lore.
Lou can't converse with people.
Homosexual.
You need to stop that.
I mean,
You need to leave.
You don't know.
Yeah. But as the DM and as a trivia question, if I answered that, would I get inspiration?
Probably not, because I don't think I would ask about the sexual identity of another party member.
Homo romantic.
You already
You
have
need to stop
inspiration.
that.
Huh?
Sarah already has inspiration.
Then why are
yeah.
we being asked about? Okay.
I think she just likes it.
I really love trivia.
All
let's
right.
see.
What
Next
color?
session, we'll be playing Trivial Pursuit instead of D&D.
I have a great one. What color are Maladin's eyes?
Brown like mud.
I'm gonna say green like sewage.
I'm pretty sure this information either wasn't stated or hasn't been stated since the first part.
Yeah, but Lou has eyes that can see. He would
feel
know.
like
I don't know, but he would know.
I feel like it's dark or hazel, like black or hazel. Not black, but you know what I mean.
I have it down as rosé.
I feel like a burgundy.
Ah,
Yes.
jotting that one down.
Dang it, I was wrong.
Interesting.
Shockingly enough,
Um,
mud brown is not the descriptor for my main character's eyes.
I don't know, man. I think it'd be
Okay.
kind of funky fresh.
I
You know what,
think
I
I
was-
have a question.
Mm-hmm.
What is a plot point, not the most recent, but a secondary plot point or subquest that you guys believe you have passed up that was available to you?
Oh. I think we missed out on asking Pugnat about his family and meeting them.
Okay.
I think we missed out on romancing that Drider. I think that was definitely
yeah.
plotted.
Okay,
for
so
us.
that was the last plot point that you guys
Okay,
skipped
I know,
over
okay,
was
okay,
Good
okay,
Rider.
Very sad about that.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say Falcon's Lodge.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. That's an acceptable answer. Malden, if you
think-
don't have inspiration, go for it.
I think one that we really passed up on was getting Rodane's shield back.
Yeah.
That- Is that a plot point though?
I don't
it was
know
an
if that was a
heirloom.
plot point. That was like a secondary objective set by you
Oh.
guys.
Also,
Okay.
That
right
may
at-
or may not be a plot point later if you so seek it.
Oh, I think we left the Phandalin to burn. I think we totally could have helped Phandalin and we just left.
That's
Okay.
not.
No. You left, we followed.
Also,
Hey, it's not my fault that you guys are sheep.
right at the start, when Lou flirted with that orc, I feel like, did we ever talk to that orc again?
We
'Cause I
never
feel
talked to the orc again.
There was definitely something going on with more of the people
There's-
that we started with.
definitely
that
chemistry
is
there.
correct. So he was placed in a place in Phandalin, which he was a homebrew idea, but it kind of merged with a couple other things going on in Phandalin, and you guys did indeed never see him again and not question it.
We're sorry, Zach.
It's okay.
I to be fair, I talked to him.
True.
You flirt well.
I didn't mean to.
Who did we?
I meant to intimidate him.
Who do we even like see after that? We saw the old dude and the assassin-looking guy,
I'm so fun
Yeah.
now.
Pugnat.
I
So
have
it was
I have
it
such an
was
important question.
a
Please go
caravan
first.
of 8. 5 of you filled it, and then there was. Oh, I'm sorry. No, there were more than that.
Yeah, there was 9, I think. So it is literally just the ogre.
Yeah. So it was Smelly Ogre, Pugnat, Old Wizard, Silent Individual, and then you 5.
That's
I have a
fine.
really important question.
Initially, it
the
was you 5.
rabbit.
Was
Wait, yeah, actually, hold on. What, 5?
That's 4.
Am I dumb? It was 4.
It was 4. Ronan wasn't
I
part of
am
our
dumb.
group yet.
You are correct.
The group has
Those-
grown larger or nearly the size of the caravan at this point.
well,
Yeah.
Luke's pretty tall.
Correct.
So Luke's
Yeah.
not-
Yeah,
I
so it
think
was in
Luke
total
has
you
two.
4, and then Pugnat, Orc, Old Man,
Yeah.
Silent type.
yeah.
But was Pugnat part of the adventure, or did you make Pugnat?
Sure did.
That's incredible.
I did not realize that. I wanted to look up and like see how other people played Pugnat. I'm a little sad to know that I can't.
It's a little sad that we have the only Pugnat, but at the same time, we have Pugnat privilege.
Super rare.
Yes. Yep. So I made him with the exact. I made him, and every single time someone has entered or met Pugnat and interacted with Pugnat, it has gone one of the 3 ways that I have had in my mind.
That's great.
So yeah.
Let's see. I can't remember meeting I can't remember. No, Lou. I don't know much about. I can't remember much about Lou meeting Pugnat. I just remember the rooster thing. The rooster thing singed into my brain.
Yeah.
I remember meeting him,
Mhm.
kind of.
Yep. I
Yeah, Layla was
remember
like mean at first.
Wait, that's right.
Yeah, I think you were the one he tried to introduce himself to, and you blew him off.
Yeah.
Well, I got annoyed with him talking, and I played music on the caravan so that I wouldn't have to listen to him.
Mm-hmm.
I think Lou was just sitting there being smelly.
That seems right. I don't know what
Hey,
Mallet.
when Haley, my sister, met him in the other campaign, she kind of went full blown like business major on him, where she was like, "By God, my name is this. How you doing?" And it was so funny.
Oh my gosh.
I'm doing good.
Yeah.
You're scaring me.
No, he was highly accepted by her, and then the party beat the crap out of him, took all his goods, and then rolled him down a hill.
That's so mean.
That's really funny.
You guys are much kinder than my last party.
You see, we just
I
said
could
like
have been a part
Pugnat
of
is
a
the
worse
goods.
life.
Pugnat is the goods. We just kidnapped him.
This is the canon timeline. This is the canon
Yay.
event.
Yeah, you guys made it past a second session, so good for you. All right. Well, sounds good. I guess we will kick off. I pulled up the map and everything. Yeah, Chase is already here.
Yeah.
Just for so you have something to stare at, so to speak. I don't know how far we're really going to get this session. I think we have a couple loose ties to wrap up and then a plan to make. But it is up to you. The floor is yours. You have Orion Himmel still strapped to a chair with a silence thing around his neck. A bunch of dead things, including that weird humanoid that shifted once you killed him into a weird green froggish looking being that is bipedal and quite tanky from what you guys could tell. That was offering you some form of salvation, but you didn't really look into it. Oh, and then the massive paladin-looking figure that's trapped in the cage and rattling it violently, attempting to escape. and the demon door, and like the yeah, you guys know the scene.
Yeah, we had a paladin in a cage that the guy we were trying to kill was trying to release. And meta knowledge
Yes.
dictates that since he was called Handler, I don't like the way that was going.
Yeah, I don't know how human that paladin is.
Fair point.
Can I search the wizard for anything? Warlock? I don't know which terminology we're using for him. The dead guy.
Sure thing. You get a gnarled tree branch that looks fairly hefty, which is going to be, for all intents and purposes, a staff or quarterstaff, depending on if you're a mage or not. Who gives a shit? You also find a pouch that has been stuffed with various blankets and some form of concoction to keep the bag warm. Do you peek into it and look?
Hey Lou, do you want to see what's in this bag?
Why? What's in it?
It's interesting, is what it is. It's a secret.
All right. I'll take the bag without questioning, and I will peer into the bag.
Okay, so kind of fiddling through the uniquely packed cloth and heating agent within this, which the heating agent does not seem to be captivated, so your fingers do sting a little bit with that like chemical numbness as you kind of weave through, but it is rather warm inside. And then looking in, you see a small vial with a wooden cork. And inside it, you see a breathing worm leech like creature.
I am going to throw that back at Maladin. Ugh.
You take out the leech and you throw that now, I'm guessing.
No. I give him the whole pouch.
Understood.
I'm just
Leech and
gonna
all.
I'm gonna hold it
That is
closed,
disgusting.
and I'm gonna ask. So what'd you see?
It was like a leech. It wasn't cool, Maladin. I didn't like it.
Oh well, cool. It was a
It
secret,
was
and
really
even a secret
gross.
to me. So thank you for that information. Was there anything else in there?
You suck.
I know.
That seemed to be it.
I'm not. I was asking Lou.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that's it. There's like a heating agent. Oh, it was the leech was in a vial. I want to kill it with fire.
There's some fire over there. I chuck the bag back.
I don't want it to get out there. That's the problem. I don't need this thing surviving at all.
Then throw it in the fire and aim a bow at it.
What if it can survive the fire? It was really warm in that bag.
Do you think it can survive an arrow?
Maybe.
can you make a survival check for me?
Oh,
Love to.
Lou. As you are requesting kind of information about the resiliency of this creature in a bag.
That's a 15.
15. I would say that's enough. You get the sense just by the feeling of the bag and the relatively, we'll call it catatonic state of the worm within this bag. It seems to be barely holding on to life and clinging to what heat it has. If you had to guess as to what the bag is trying to do, it's trying to keep it at a warmer temperature that relatively resembles the heat of a human being.
that's disturbing.
Yeah, that's terrifying. And I don't think I want to think too hard about it. I'm all for saving things when they're not kind of grossing me out, I'll be honest. We'll unpack that aspect of me later. And Lou is going to, I think, take the jar out of the bag and just kind of set it down.
So as you pick up the vial on the inside, you see that this leech, who is catatonic and kind of holding on to whatever heat in the bag, as soon as you kind of palm the vial to move it, you feel all of the weight in the vial shift over as you see that this leech is almost clinging to the side of the glass directly between it and your hand. And almost like a sprawled out sticky maneuver, as if it is trying to attach itself, but the glass is within its way. Hear a
what?
weird suction cup noise from the from
Ooh.
inside the glass as well.
All right. It's Maladin. Can you deal with this, please? It's freaking me out.
I'm going to flip the bag over onto the floor
Okay.
and dump everything out of it.
Okay. The bag contents are released. Did you put the creature back in the bag before doing this or no?
No,
Nope.
I didn't. I'm still holding it, but kind of like with my outstretched arm.
Okay. The bag's contents just seems to be a bunch of rags and a weird fluid that seems to be heating it up.
Cool. You want to chuck that thing in the water then?
What if it gets into the water supply?
What water supply?
Good point. What water?
The water against the wall behind me.
I think he's talking
about
the two fountains, Brandon.
Here, I've got an idea. Fill the bag with water. We'll submerge it in that and let it die.
the slow method.
Yeah, we'll freeze it to death.
This is
It
where
likes warmth, so we'll kill it with hypothermia.
this is where Lou's villain arc begins.
It's not villain. This is just his pure logical thinking
Do you
with dealing with problems.
did you tear wings off butterflies when you were a kid? What's a butterfly?
No, I'd never. But I did try to burn ants alive, like every young child.
What's an ant? No, I would know what that is. Butterflies
Yeah.
wouldn't be underground.
Yeah, well, how do you know
know
what a
what moth
butterfly
is?
is, Melody?
I don't know. What is a butterfly?
It's like a colorful moth.
Is it a stick of butter that flies?
No,
Then why call it that?
I don't
Is it
know.
yellow?
Some of them are.
What about the ones that aren't?
They're all sorts of colors. One of them is called a monarch butterfly.
Is it a king?
No, it's a queen.
What does it rule
Check
over?
yourself, Melody. Anyways, let's kill
My
this thing.
question wasn't answered.
What was your question?
What does it rule over?
The skies, Melody. I don't know.
I'm gonna just stab at the worm. Drop
Okay,
it,
no,
and I'll
not
stab
with
at
me
it.
holding it. Not with me holding it.
Yeah.
Not with me holding it. No, no.
You just see Maladin go for the sword. What's
And
your
Lou
reaction?
is going to like get it away from him. He doesn't want him breaking the vial.
The vial's on the ground. Or no, you.
The vial is
I'm
still
holding
in Lou's hand.
Okay.
Just.
You don't trust my aim.
I don't.
Why not?
I just don't. There are better ways to kill it, like letting it freeze and die. It doesn't look like it can feel pain.
Can I have a nature check to see if this thing can roll pain?
Sure, go for it.
Trying to mercy kill the mystery
18.
bug.
18? Yeah, it feels pain.
I think it feels pain.
Well, you don't know that.
I have a pretty good idea. I'm gonna
Just-
poke it with a sword.
No, I'm not letting you.
It's still in the glass vial.
Here, just let it die slowly, okay? So we don't have to break the vial and free it and let it suction to one of us. I don't really want worms, Maladin.
Ooh. We can throw it at your boyfriend.
I wouldn't even know who you'd be referring to.
Ooh.
He's
Player, huh?
referring to me.
No, not Renane.
Well, what do you mean not Ryan?
The spider dude we saw before.
He also no.
Why not?
Why would you think? Listen, no, we're not chucking it
I
at
saw
anyone.
how you looked at the British looking creature.
Listen, I was a little mesmerized. Yeah, I'm allowed to be. Doesn't mean anything.
I like the idea of
We'll
us
unpack it
doing this
later.
back and forth as
Yeah.
Layla's dad is probably just sitting over there being like,
Yeah.
let me
Yeah, yeah.
out.
Oh, Layla is untying him. I just
Okay.
didn't want to interrupt you guys.
Yeah, no worries. You begin to unrestrain him. Final note about the tadpole in the vial: you do see that it is striking the glass kind of viciously, but it's not really making any effort or
That's
any
not-
progress, I should say.
We're just
Also
talking over it as
shaking.
it keeps attacking the glass, trying to get out.
Yep. Yeah.
Look, I've touched many snails today. I've seen fish in a bag. Unless this thing is massive, it's not a problem for me.
Fair point. So, what do you do after unrestraining your father?
I'm going to talk to Lou.
Layla,
Hmm?
you want this? I'm gonna give her the gesture, the weird thing in the vial.
What is that?
I don't know. I really want to stop holding it though, and Maladin's going to free it and let it
Okay.
kill someone.
Okay, I'll hold my hand out for it.
I will give her the weird vial.
Can you
Okay.
please describe what this is? Is it just a leech in a vial?
With a few notable distinctions. Unlike a leech, it does indeed have a face. It
Mhm.
has a pretty broad forehead and vicious looking teeth. And two bloodshot eyes that are dilated with a very, very tiny purple hue. Unlike a leech, instead of the natural like green color you're expecting, it is a very bright crimson red.
How big is it?
It is about the size of a leech, so I'd say a couple inches long, maybe.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna raise it as if preparing to smash it on the ground.
Okay.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. But what if it
Ha,
survives, Layla? What if
Sabenya.
it survives? I'm gonna back
Sorry.
up.
If it survives, shoot it before it kills me.
I
You
will
don't want to
ready my
like chuck
bow.
it a ways? How about we do the little thing
Eh.
you guys were doing with the glitter balloon? What's
I'm
glitter?
backing so far away from it.
I'm throwing it
sparkling
against the
balloons.
ground like
So
Like a
you can
yard
see
in front of
everyone
me.
is gonna feel free to place you. Oh, sorry, shoot.
Hey,
You can put
can you
that
move
accordingly.
Maladin's character sheet a little bit. Thanks, buddy.
I guess Renane's gonna stay with you. Huh?
It talking
Oh.
to me.
Yeah. So like 3 squares away from me, between me and Lou, I'm chucking this thing at the ground.
Okay. If everyone will quickly roll initiative for me.
Oh, dang it, Layla.
Let's go.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Can we get chat clip this?
Chat.
Can
we
Chat,
get on
you
the
are
record?
chat.
I knew it. And I hate this.
Then why did you let it happen?
I really didn't think you'd do that.
Yeah, well, I told you I was going to do it. I did
so
tell you.
gross. I don't. Ew. I want to be so far away from it. Ew.
What? It's just a leech.
I hate leeches.
Nah.
Lou also hates leeches.
Three spaces away from you towards Lou.
Yeah, so like the
Gosh, can I please?
no.
Can I
the one
please be further away than that?
Look how tiny is this. Just shoot it. See how good
Like-
your aim is.
Down one,
Oh
diagonal one.
gosh, no.
Okay.
Why would you do that to me?
Wait. No. I meant like from me. One above where you were before.
No. No,
Sorry.
no. Stop bringing it closer to me.
No, right there. Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Thank you.
No worries.
Okay.
See, Layla and Meladin's roll. Lou, did you roll initiative?
No, hold
All good.
on. 21.
Okay, so you will go after Layla just because this is like the first round. Layla throws the vial, breaks on the ground, and the little leech kind of skirts like a couple inches from the impact point, and curls up into a ball, just laying there.
Okay. I'm gonna go stomp on it.
Don't get too close to it.
It's
I will say
just a
throwing
leech.
would be your action.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. What can I do with bonus action? Hmm. Yeah, for now I'm just gonna point at it and tell Lou to kill it.
Okay. Lou, you see a curled up tadpole on the floor.
I'm killing it so fast.
Okay.
Why does this keep happening to me? I mean, why? It's still a 10 to hit, but it's a nat
So
one.
you fire your arrow at the thing on the ground, and the arrow misses and skitters across the floor. The tadpole itself does not seem to move or react to the shot at it.
All right, I'm firing my second shot.
Okay.
That's a 25 to hit.
Okay, that hits.
Does 9 damage.
Yeah, you cleave it in half.
Is it dead?
I don't know. You just cleave the tadpole in half.
Wait, tadpole or leech?
Same thing. Sorry, leech.
Okay, if it was a tadpole, I would not have killed it. That's a baby.
No.
Yeah, that's
It-
an
it-
important distinction.
It looks more or less like a leech. My apologies.
Okay.
I'm going off of the term given to it by D&D.
Okay.
It is called a tadpole. It is nowhere near looking like a tadpole.
Okay.
Lou is going, or Renane's gonna hit it with a crossbow. I think if he even tries to get close to it, Lou is like physically pushing him away from it.
Lou does not like.
He does not like that thing.
It's just a little guy.
It is freaking him out.
Are you like Lou, buddy? We have went against sharks before.
I know this is worse because it's small. Big things are easy to see and hit, and they can't like crawl into your ear.
I could put this one in your ear.
Please do not.
Look, it comes in 2 pieces now. It can go in both of your ears.
Hey,
Alright. Why did I?
I
Why?
wouldn't be able to hear us anymore.
Okay. That is.
Excuse me.
That's-
Bless you. That ignore the second one. Renane rolled a 17 plus a number. Plus 4. Okay, 21 to hit.
Okay, that hits.
This crossbow. 1d8 plus 4. That's 6 damage at the the thing that's lying there.
Okay. He aims for the upper half and splits it again.
I don't like the phrasing here.
Y'all ever heard of a Hydra before?
That's what I'm worried about.
No, it's dead.
Okay, it
You're
is.
just shooting a corpse at this point. It was dead when the bottle crashed. You've just been shooting a corpse.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. You see?
I will not
Yeah.
confirm nor deny.
Well,
Okay.
you know what?
Lou, do you feel
Lou's
better now?
backing up more. He's also prompting Renee to back up more.
Are you? You're serious right now?
I,
So scared of that
I,
thing.
as a DM, I am telling you it's dead.
I'm going.
Okay. Lou
Listen.
doesn't know it's dead and he is still scared.
Okay, sounds good. Everyone else can move and act as they see fit. But
Stomp, stomp.
stop. Okay, sure. You go to town on it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I might have some unresolved anger issues, and that's not important right now. There you go, Lou. I protected you.
Maladin,
Yeah.
would you mind rolling me a history check?
Sure. 14.
14. You can somewhat place the unique, weird screaming noise it's making. It does indeed bring you to a dark and cold place of your past. While you have never seen this creature before, you do note its cry.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Mm-hmm.
Layla, stomp it again.
I'm stomping it again.
Okay. You don't get as weird of a screaming cry. It's just more of a splat. Layla's foot, as you kind of pull up from it, because it is, if anyone's ever seen a leech get destroyed, they are indeed quite gooey.
Stomp, stomp, stomp.
So you have like this weird pastel pink viscera that's kind of gooey between your foot and the stone floor.
Yeah. Can I use prestidigitation to get that off of my shoe?
Yeah,
I would like to do so.
absolutely. As you kind of roll your finger and cast something, you watch as this unique gel on your foot begins to kind of congeal into a ball and then just kind of plops into a paste onto the floor off of your boot.
Okay, cool, cool.
Cool. I'm going to do a check in on our little paladin.
Okay. As you're approaching, you do see he is violently shaking and striking at his confinement. He seems rather agitated.
Hi.
You do not get a response.
Hmm.
More shaking. Looking into its eyes, question mark. They seem to be pale white with like a red tinge to them. If you wouldn't mind making an insight check for me.
Hmm. 15.
You get a sense that whatever purpose or mentality this individual once had, it has been overthrown with rage and a lack of its own thinking. This is basically a caged, angry animal. You do not think it would be smart enough to understand that you were helping it if you tried. But yeah, you have no clue what would happen if this thing got out. It looks relatively strong too.
I'm going to look back at the worm goo.
Mm-hmm.
Look back at the paladin. Look back at the worm goo. Look back at the paladin.
You do not get a connection between the two.
Interesting. Okay, well, if someone wants to free him, go for it. We'll probably have to kill him.
Absolutely not.
I can stomp on him.
Don't know how effective that would be. He's a little big.
Go ahead.
He is quite big.
You know what? Do it. We'll watch.
No, she'll actually do it, Maladin.
I'm kind of tempted.
Let's not. Let's talk to Orion.
Hmm.
Well, hey, buddy,
Well,
we've been kind of
talk
leaving you
Hmm.
At
hanging.
Orion.
Orion looks to you, raises his finger, and you see his throat strain a little bit, but no noise comes out.
Like I said, talk at Orion.
Mhm.
Yep.
You know what? I'm trying to think if I have. I don't think Lou has pen and paper. He doesn't write much. You know what? He can hand Orion an arrow and like, well, is the floor like stone? Is there some dust or dirt on it that he could write with?
Not enough to necessarily write in have
Okay.
defined letters. It seems to be
Hmm.
made of pretty heavy stone.
I
Well,
mean, that is
can I
a
inspect the like shackle around his neck?
Can you what?
Doesn't he have like a shackle around his neck?
Yep. He has a hard metal ring, and you see a spot in the box that kind of turns into a cube or rectangular area. You see a small slit where apparently this golden brace is latched into it and kept taut. It does indeed have a keyhole.
All right, I like to inspect it to see what if it looks like this thing can be picked. This lock.
Sure. If you wouldn't mind making an investigation check.
Yeah. That's a 6.
Um, it's a lock.
Yeah, that guys, it's locked.
I mean, I don't mean that to be derogatory.
No, you're good.
I'm gonna slap
I get
Lou.
it. What?
I
Ow,
really
why? Why?
Say things that are important and matter and can help.
It does matter. It's just not new information.
Lou.
Yeah.
I know you're smarter than that.
Uh, yeah. I'll do better.
I'll do better.
I'll do better.
Let me see. Did I do the thing I said I was gonna do?
What does the lock look like?
It looks like a relatively simple one. It almost represents like a old time door where there is a circular hole and a little divot for like the teeth to go through. And then on the inside, it would probably be a relatively uh, simple mechanism that keeps it in place.
Hmm.
And I mean, since you're looking as well, go ahead and throw me an investigation.
Yeah.
Thank you.
21.
21. Okay, you do understand just through your understanding of, well, first of all, he can't speak. Also, looking further into this metal, it seems to be infused with some form of magic that is keeping him silent. But it's pretty potent. Magic aura coming from this thing.
Are we still discussing the collar?
Yep.
Okay. That's no problem. It is a
Okay.
problem right now, but you know, later it will be no problem. When
Yeah,
I thought of a good solution.
we can get it off of him. For now, it might be best to get out of here.
Can I investigate the skull that is here?
Absolutely. It seems to be a large stone door with some intricacies sewn into it. Lots of random shapes that have been kind of carved into it with unique metal mechanisms around it. You do get some form of magical essence associated with it, but it seems to be really, really strong. You see that the battering ram that's placed in front of it has been used to impact it a good few times, but it has not seemed to budge or shift in the slightest.
Hmm. I look back at the worm. I look at the skull. I look back at the worm. I look back at the skull. Do I feel any connection between the two?
Make for me an Arcana check.
$14.
What team?
14.
A 14. Kind of. Well, the two individuals, it's unique sets of aesthetic, where the worm looks like a unique creature. The brood feeling you get from the door, along with, I don't know why I was having such issues there. My apologies. The feeling from the door seems to be sinister, or more or less locked and sealed heavily. And you're a part of this outside area. Seems perfectly fine out here. You assume that it might be keeping something inside. Why a worm creature like this would even be here, though, you're not necessarily sure. You do note that it was on the green creature, who seemed to have some form of sentience, which is yet another missing puzzle piece of why he was here and why he would be investigating the door.
Well, it looked like he was trying to break it open. It doesn't look like he's trying to investigate it.
True. Correct.
You, old man elf. I point at Layla's dad.
Mm-hmm.
What was happening here? Shrug if you don't know.
He shrugs, and then he holds up his hand and does like the half and half universal symbol.
I kind of know what was going on here. What did it look like they were doing? And you can just point to anything.
He points at the battering ram. Then he also points to some scattered notes over near the crate and the cage with the dude inside.
Going back over.
All right, sounds good. What languages do you know?
Not that many. I know Abyssal, Common, Deep Speech, and Undercommon.
Wait, we could be talking in Abyssal to not let Lou know what we're talking about?
Please
Apparently.
don't. Lou will start talking in Golka Turanain, so you guys can't understand him.
I don't think I understand most of what Lou and Ronan talk about anyway. They're all like, yeah, we need to go kill this thing. And I'm like, how are you guys doing damage?
You see notes that resemble abyssal in nature. However, they seem to be twisted, and some of the letters and everything chaotically scribble or shift compared to what you're used to seeing. It's almost like if you saw an A and the first leg and the middle part were drawn, but then the other leg was drawn the same way the first leg was, kind of pointing away and making a crooked looking H. It seems to be some form of archaic version of Abyssal that you do not necessarily understand.
I'm going to pick up all the papers.
Okay.
I'm going to go back over to the little sack. I'm going to put them in there, and I'm going to carry them with me.
All right, sounds good.
Guess I'll go ahead and add that to inventory.
Yeah, go for it.
Whoop. And with that, I don't. Take a look around. Is there anything worth of interest in here that we can see?
Uh, not necessarily. Some dead corpses within the caged areas. You picked up the notations. The battering ram, the dude in the cage. You have Layla's father. I think that's about it.
I'm gonna go over to the guy that got absolutely eviscerated and see what he had on him.
Okay, sounds good. You find a typical set. Just so I'm more accurate, let me pull up what he was, wherever that may be. Time to open my 4th D&D Beyond
Yeah.
character sheets, everything. Ah, what did I name that, by the way?
Don't know. I only paid attention to the handler.
True. Oh wait, I remember what that was. That's not it. That's not terribly sorry. This has got to be it. You find, well, basically a red robe and a dagger, and a note that seems to be enclosed in an envelope and stuck together loosely with red wax. There's no seal or anything on it. It seems to be just to keep the envelope sealed.
Hmm.
Assuming that you open and read the note, because I feel like that's going to be the next stage, you see written in common, and it says, "Love, I have found a means of ascension. The city may bring us apart, but I will find you in one form or another."
I just look at it, staring blankly. Okay. I hand it off to the admitted romantic. Explain.
Who?
You.
Okay, first of all, couldn't. No, no. Short answer, no. But I will look at the letter. Don't know what this is about. It's a little creepy. Her name, what do you know?
That depends on. Well, I'll tell you this one. Currently, nothing. He does not know anything.
Shocker.
But you guys do have that one roll if you just want him to happen to know something.
So,
It
my concept is it either is talking about the queen for some reason, or I'm also thinking about, wasn't the dude, the spider guy, looking for his beloved?
Oh, yeah. I don't know if this is the same beloved, though. I don't think Renee would have a reason to know. I mean, do we want to go back to that spider dude to see, though?
We told him that we
No.
wouldn't. Also, he would kill us if we brought him
Yeah.
back.
We don't want to go back. Please.
Now, what we should do is get out of here before we die.
Agreed.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
This place is awful.
It's pretty bad.
Get me out of here.
Yeah, I think we just pocket the letter and
I do
Book
love that I've
Well, we
taken
can-
over
we
for
can leave.
Pugnat.
I
No, we're
hey,
not- why would we
adds-
leave the note?
it adds flavor and it's fun for you. I'm perfectly fine with that.
Oh my gosh, I found a third sewing needle on the ground. I keep doing it. Oh, nope. Pencil lead. That's better.
Okay.
Anyways, continue.
I think it was literally just us saying that we were getting out of here.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, just so we can
So
all
you guys with a mute Orion begin to head back. You guys are going back through the caves. You will eventually get to the well and climb out of it. You see that the town is relatively the same as you left it. People seem to be scattered about and not necessarily paying direct attention to you guys. And I'm assuming you want to keep it that way. They seem to be going about their business, doing whatever they do down here. You do see that the lift at the most east end that apparently they drop people out of has a platform landed on this floor. You see two guards who seem to be talking to a cloth figure that Lou would recognize from a distance. And they just seem to be having a simple chat for the time being.
All right. We need to not get anywhere near those people. It's that creepy guy that gave me drugs in the bathroom.
I'm glad you finally admitted to it.
Easiest way to explain it.
For a bit there, you were very hesitant to admit that he was
Okay,
creepy.
okay. We can shut up now.
Yeah,
Quietly get out of Dodge.
I can't wait
And-
for Lou to give us all this shushing motion, and then when they finally get around to Orion, they're like, "Oh, sorry."
No.
Okay.
He will
so I guess
unabashedly shush Orion.
we try to. I'm in heavy armor, so good luck sneaking. We just try to go back the way we came.
Okay, I will kind of speed this ahead and say you guys can do so successfully. Just so we don't have like what feels like a random encounter for no reason.
You
So
stumble
what do you
across
guys think?
4 more of these magic vampires.
Yeah, I mean precisely. But if you guys are trying to be quiet, they seem to be doing their own business and not paying attention.
All right. Yeah, Lou does not want anything to do with that weird guy.
Fair point.
Are you sure? You don't want to go back and ask him for candy?
I am so sure.
Oh, the luck could help us.
You want to ask him if he has a white carriage? Pure white? No windows?
All right, yeah, I get what you're saying.
That
Ha
was
ha
pretty
ha
funny,
ha ha.
Maladin.
You're so funny, Maladin. Let me just pat you on the back very hard. Hopefully to hurt you. Anyways, let's get out of here.
Okay. So you guys make it back out. Where do you guys head from here?
You
Right.
know? I mean, we gotta go back through the sewers. And then after that,
Oh, I wasn't even thinking about it really. Is there any recognition between either the worm and the dogs that attacked us outside of the kingdom? Or the gate and the dogs?
I would say you probably know enough about them to say not really.
Okay.
The dogs themselves were from more of a hellish area. The tadpole and the green creature seem to be oh no, just more chaotic and dark in nature. Where one is like from obviously like a hellish landscape. The other two seem to be from more of a darkness. That's all I can really think of to say, if I'm being completely honest.
All right.
They're from the Shadow Realm.
No, Yugi. I didn't know if the
Okay.
idea was like this
Um.
the skull was like opening a dimensional passageway that was leaking into the kingdom.
Nah.
I mean, the door was shut.
Mostly
was the-
shut.
Mostly shut.
So, where do we go from here?
Away.
Great, Maladin. Yeah, we'll just hang out in the forest.
That's what we've been doing for half of our knowing each other.
That's okay. That's a good point. Well, can't really think of anyone. Well, I can't think of many people. I can't think of anyone to help Orion though. I'm assuming that would be your first priority, Layla.
I'm so sorry, my mama just gave me a comforter from the wash. Can you repeat that?
I'm guessing helping Orion get rid of this fun little necklace would be your first objective, Layla.
I'm gonna look at him and see how he feels about that.
What part of that? Getting
Just
help?
like I'm looking at him kind of like not even kind of incredibly annoyed, as if I'm waiting for him to answer for himself on if it's a priority.
All right, fair enough.
You get the sense that he does indeed want to get this thing off of him, but yet again cannot speak.
Okay, I will turn back to Lou. Yeah, I guess.
All right, well,
Does anyone remember the reward you got for the cat?
oh
Oh.
my gosh, we're so
You know, I was thinking about
I
the
don't-
rat dude, but I forgot about him. If he was a rat, I forget what he was actually.
Kobold.
That.
Yeah, he's like a little dragon man.
Does anyone
right,
remember his name?
No.
Oh, his name was like Fitzabolt or something. It's something silly.
Fitzgerald.
No.
Flimsy Clump.
Wait, what was
No.
Googly.
Felgrand.
Oh,
Ooh, that was closer.
Googly or Felgrand?
Googly was closer.
Okay. I've got it. I've got it, guys. Grunch.
That's a good
Grinch.
one. Good one, Carbo. I think you're spot on with brunch.
Can I take back inspiration, or would that be
No,
done?
The
no,
brunch's
no,
heart
no.
grew three sizes. Wait,
Yeah.
I forgot the reward for the cat though. What was that?
There's a key. We got a key.
Oh. Who has that?
I have that and have forgotten about. I think Lou Gurgle
Lou,
is
you are
Gurgle.
smarter than this. Lou, you said
was
you were
indeed
doing
Gurgle.
better.
Good job.
Yay! All right. Lou's just gonna stand there thinking. Wait a minute, and fish through his bag and pull out a key.
Lou, what did we just talk about?
I'm smarter now because I figured it out.
I'm really
just-
proud of you.
Mm.
You're
It
doing,
happened like
Yeah.
several hours ago. You can't blame me for that.
yeah, it would be deep in your memory by now.
Mm-hmm.
It totally
I'm
didn't
really
happen
proud of
2 months ago to a month and a half ago.
Didn't
I
it?
mean, it did happen like a month ago.
Oh
be
well, I don't know. It's deep in my memory.
But
It was like
part of
3
me
hours ago.
wanted to leave it be and just let y'all figure it out.
But the other half of me, I was like, okay, there's a lot of things I'm like hinting at, or like I can't give direct answers to that they probably want, and I don't want them to feel like this is dragging on with no purpose.
We were literally going to spend like
Exact-
5 sessions until someone decided just to go through their inventory for some reason and be like, "What can I
Oh, yeah.
sell?" And it's like, "What's this key?" And it just looks.
Yeah.
I had DM'd Carbo and I was like, I was thinking we need to find someone who can cast this 8th level spell for an anti
Oh my
so that we can,
gosh.
I sent her the spell.
Oh, well, Carbo's not that smart either.
No, I'm saying that we talked about it.
Oh,
because
yes,
it
yes.
was a key.
Yeah. Anyways, Lou is going to try the key and call her.
Would you be shocked if it fit?
A little.
I just like the idea of Zach saying, "It's like, remember that key you got? Lou tries the key. It doesn't work."
Really funny.
Yeah.
No, you feel it basically fit like a lock and key, and then you can twist it and get it off if you'd like to.
You know, I'll ponder it for a minute. I'll have a good think on it, and I will unlock the thing. No, I will look at Layla first.
And she also looks at you.
I look at her. She looks at me. Okay, I will give her a thumbs up and unlock the thing if I'm not receiving any. No, don't. He's better this way.
Layla's had a pretty constant scowl since meeting with her father again.
All
But
right.
it's especially potent in the
Lu-
recent hours.
Well, Lou's pretty used to the scowl, so he's gonna unlock the thing.
Okay. You see that while you're like contemplating everything else, his mouth and throat are moving, and you kind of catch him halfway through his sentence, where he says, "Is it working? Is it? Is it? Oh, thank God."
Which one?
Hmm?
Which one?
Which one? What?
Which god?
Oh, good question. One of them.
Because we know a
Uh,
luck goddess that wasn't too happy with us at a certain point.
She was never mad at me.
Well, the halberd rolls dictate differently.
Well, I don't have a halberd anymore.
That's just pure roll. That's not luck goddess specifically.
That's just my lack of skill, yeah?
Yeah, don't worry. Maladin will pay his dues eventually for that.
Oh, good.
You should let me hold on to this.
The
The
key?
collar?
Both.
All right, yeah. I'll give them to her.
This is a good idea.
Well, thank you. I don't know what they were gonna do with me down there.
And you're uninjured?
Yes, yes. Seem to be tinkering with the mechanism themselves, but they were scowling, stating that they had lost the key or it had disappeared. But no, they were preoccupied with that door.
And what did they say about the door?
Well, they were talking in a fanatic way. One of them, which turned out to not be so human as it would turn out, really wanted to open it up and unleash whatever was inside, free his friends. The other one mainly was going off of what he said, but was promised some form of secondary understanding or something along the lines of that.
Interesting.
In and out when I first got here. They took me to the church. The two that took me down there knocked me out. Then thank goodness they didn't put me in one of those cages. It seemed like there was a lot of
people had gone down there and never returned. I assume what happened, from my understanding, is that they got the collar off, noticed that they were without magic and therefore relatively useless, and kept it down there for fodder or something. I don't know.
Wow, Layla, I'm sure glad you were here to help. Oh, you're welcome. I'm so glad to hear appreciation.
Well, yes, I do appreciate it. You seem to be brooding. I'm not the best with this stuff, so I thought I would just let it happen.
Aren't you her dad?
Well, yes.
Biologically speaking, spiritually.
You should be better at this, I think.
Oh well. I think Layla can attest that I'm not the greatest at this.
I hope you know Orion is taking a glitter bomb to the face.
At some point.
No, right now.
Currently.
Oh. I mean, you can't really cast it and then throw it.
Okay, I cast it and hold it off to Lou.
I will throw it at him. Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay. I'm not the best at. And you see him
Yeah.
explode into glitter, and as he's kind of cleaning off over the span of 6 seconds, you see it eventually disappear on its own. And he goes, guess I probably deserve that.
Yeah, you do, buddy.
Okay, where
Yeah.
are we going?
Well, we could always go back to where was it, Renee? The Forgotten Forest, the hidden the desecrated wood
Acres.
acres, yeah.
Him and the DM are both rubbing their temple.
Okay, it's called characterization.
Okay.
I know that it's the desecrated acres.
Thank you.
You do keep
I-
very good notes.
I remember the desecrated acres. I just can't remember where Lou is from. Lou has a worse understanding of that and knows exactly where he is from. It's Weathermount Port. Weatherport.
Love Weathermount Weatherport. That's right.
um, you see Orion speak up. He says, well, that sounds good. Layla, shouldn't we head home?
No.
Why?
Because these people are the ones who saved your life and helped me. So now we help them. It's called being a good person, like you raised me to be. And don't you want to uphold that standard?
Well, yes, but I.
Okay, then it is decided. I'm so glad that we agree so easily. It would be
Well,
such a shame to fight so soon after we find out that we're not dead.
Right. Yes. Okay. Well, I guess.
Okay, so speaking of, did we ever figure out who your acquaintance was that, like, almost got you killed and everything?
I said a name.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand. I mean, I could deal with him at a later date.
Or we could.
Well, I mean, no. It sounds like he's not on this continent anymore. That or he was, depending on if you told the court or not, he was summoned back here.
About that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm tagging Lou in.
I mean, we did kind of tell them to bring him in as a witness, so he might be coming around soonish.
Okay, this is a DM question. Did you guys actually tell them the name?
Did we? I forgot the name.
Thought we did.
So
I know
remember
we-
him telling you the name, and I, as I recalled, I thought we just went to court.
I thought we told them about like, "Wait, we need this guy in as a
one
witness."
of, yeah, or one of you. Yeah, I think. I think Lou split up and went and did the business and told them. Okay, so yeah, he would be around.
If it's a big deal, we can always check the VOD.
I will be checking the VOD to remember the name if I'm being completely honest.
Okay,
That-
cool. Glad we're
Random, not random, but NPC I did not see get used fled my mind.
What session was that? I have it in my notes.
That was
2 or 3 ago.
No.
Only 2 or 3?
No. That's at
It
was
least like
longer than that.
7.
Okay, so it's this session. There was last session which you guys fought the slimes and driders, right?
We have been down
Yeah.
here for like
Or
3 or 4
no.
sessions.
Correct.
Okay, session
Yeah.
42 where we're still in court.
Okay. So it'd have to be like 41.
We approached the gates at 41, yeah, so. Mm. When did we meet O'Brien? Was that the session 42? Da.
Insert name we shall come back to.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, we can keep going.
Well, in that case, he would be in town. Yeah.
Linus Sparrowhilt,
Yeah, that sounds right.
session 42.
Linus Sparrowhills. Thank
good
you.
stuff.
Thank goodness we have someone keeping notes. Because it ain't
I will
gonna be
openly
me.
admit, as a DM, I do a terrible job at remembering things I come up with the top of.
That
on
I
top.
also I don't take notes as a DM, I understand.
Yes, yeah. So like I know everything about the characteristic, but as a person who does not necessarily put a lot of heavy implication on names in my day-to-day life, I don't do so for
Yeah.
my funny little brain parasites.
Well, I guess for now we could go to the Desecrated Acres. I'm not trying to do this for personal reasons, but I mean slightly for personal reasons, admittedly.
Right. Well, I mean, if it's not for personal reasons, why do we intend to travel halfway across the continent? Continent, if you don't mind me asking.
I don't know. Why
I-
would we share government secrets at a bar?
All
Uh,
right, I lied. It is for personal reasons. I do want to figure out about my past more. And actually, address the people I left behind,
I love it. when you
possibly
do that.
selfishly.
Yep, that's a great idea. You should talk to the people that you abandoned.
Yes, like a good person does, stares directly at Orion Himmel.
if okay, how about I step over in this direction for a few seconds
To leave again?
to convene with somebody. Then I'll come back and see what I can tell you. And then
Why
he
not
does
tell us everything?
weak, pitiful claps, and then takes a few steps off into the distance for a split second.
Is he asking me to follow him?
No.
I'm going to anyway.
Okay. Sounds good. Are you doing it stealthily or not?
No. Oh, not at all.
Okay. You see he notices, and he goes to say something, and then he goes, never mind. And he waves his hand, and you see him begin to speak to himself, but as has been happening for a little bit, no words come out. So he's just kind of like mouthing to himself. And you see him stand there for a second, and he's like, yes.
Me?
Yeah.
What?
Then he pauses, kind of listens to the wind, waves his hand again, says words to himself, and stands there. And he looks at you, says, well, we need to talk to your friends for just a minute, if that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
He turns to the rest of you, says, so when are we planning to go to the desecrated acres? Is it possible for us to stay around for a little bit?
Why?
Well, I know someone around here that could maybe give a few more answers into what's going on, and I think it would be better for everybody if we waited.
What's going on with what?
I don't think he answers that. He just kind of gives the like, you know what I'm talking about, glare.
I mean,
That's
if this is about the bandits in the woods, they're not going to cause us any problems.
bandits in the woods.
Again, they will not cause you any problems if that's what you're worried about.
No, it's more or less it's a personal affair for Layla and I that will offer clarification for, well, hopefully clarification for everything that has been happening.
I'll look at Lou.
Yeah, sure, that's fine. I mean, no rush.
Okay, sounds good. Where do we want to sit and wait a couple hours?
Oh, anywhere's fine. Just not somewhere so conspicuous.
Uh, okay, sounds good. He sits down in the grass, and I guess we shall do a time skip.
Oh, in that meantime, can I
Yes.
return that rope to those people?
Sure, yeah,
I
absolutely.
would love to go return that to them and thank them for letting us use it.
Okay,
I have a meantime thing as well.
okay. Uh, to kind of speed things along, I'm not trying to rush things, but we do only have like
Oh, you're good.
20 minutes left. You return the rope to the same orcish female commander that you ran into at the very beginning of trying to get into Brimstone. They give you a soldier's handshake where you kind of grip the forearm and give it one quick shake.
Yeah.
Very muscular. And they do indeed tell you that if you ever wanted to work for a cause up north that helps a lot of people, that they would be interested in offering opportunities to do so. And then you are kind of not at the moment given any information, but they kind of like end the conversation there. Layla, what is your in the meantime thing?
Oh, I would just love to imagine Maladin, Pugnat, Ronaine, Layla, and Orion playing any sort of game, icebreaker game, while waiting for Lou to return with all the tension that exists within that group. That's it.
How many hours are passing?
2.
What can I get back
It
in a
really
short
doesn't take
rest?
Lou 2 hours. Oh, can we count this as a
Yeah.
short rest?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Nice. Short rest.
Okay. After about an hour and 30 minutes, you see Orion looking around, and he's been silent throughout this little icebreaker thing. I think that Layla has been trying to initiate, giving short answers, just as vague as everything else that has been going on. You do, throughout the extent of it, find out a couple of unique things about your father. For instance, his favorite color isn't what you thought it was. Um, his favorite foods are not as you recall them, and various things along that note. Before eventually he perks his head up and he says, "Oh, they are. They're coming. We can. Yep. Get up." And Lou, from a distance, yet again, you see the uniquely robed and dressed character that you met in the bathroom. At this point, you see that they are not necessarily stumbling with a bottle in their hand, but they have been walking and trying to do quite a bit while intoxicated. And it seems that they are not running on E per se, but it is very hot underneath all those robes, and they are struggling ever so slightly as they begin to approach you. How is everyone responding to yet another return of this individual?
Oh, Ryan, that's your friend?
Yeah, yes, it is.
That's the
Um,
bathroom guy.
Yeah, interesting.
You say that like he's gonna know that story.
I think
Yeah,
Lou kind of
he-
forgot that he didn't.
Yeah, he gives like a subtle nod, but also like there's awkward tension in the air with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, bathroom guy.
Yeah, he gave me like a mint in the bathroom.
Is that what we're calling it now?
Yeah. Well, it seems you know him. Shall I do the introductions, or does anyone else wish to
I need an
take?
introduction.
Please introduce him properly.
Sure, absolutely. Just give me a second. And you watch as Orion cracks his knuckles and begins to walk to meet the guy halfway. Upon reaching the individual, who quickly like takes off a mask that's covering his face, but he's quite a bit away, so you can't necessarily recognize him. You see him begin to say something to Orion, for Orion just straight out decks him in the face. um, and along with some shouting, begins to grip him by the collar of his shirt and shake him before they both kind of stumble into the dirt and begin rolling around fighting each other.
Lou is just watching, I think.
Can someone Ronaine, please? Lou? Maladin?
No, I'm
All right,
I'm sitting back and I'm watching. I'm dozing right
Please.
all right. Yes, Layla. Ronan, get one, I'll get the other.
Oh god.
And
Okay. As you begin to approach, you hear that Orion is pretty distressed, and he's like, "You absolute moron!" while punching. And you hear the other individual with a little bit of a slur, being like, "Listen, how was I supposed to know that they would do this?" As they begin to exchange blows, before you each grab one by the arm, or however you guys attempt to break them apart, and kind of intervene.
yeah, we'll pull them apart. Just kind of, you know, the like grabbing someone by the underarm, that kind of, you know, the thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, that. He's like, all right, break it up and talk like civilized people.
Yes, yeah, of course. Absolutely. Um, would you make a perception check?
Yes. That's an 18.
Okay. Well, that is coming from the figure who has had his mask off, and you are kind of escorting him away, hearing his voice kind of traveling from behind your ear as you're pushing him away from Orion. You can't help but notice the incredibly similar voice compared to Orion. They seem to have a similar speech and tone as they are kind of not putting on any personas or any secondary inflection you do when talking to somebody. Whenever you're mad, you project your true tone.
Yeah,
and
I get it.
They
The
yeah
southern comes out.
yeah. So they sound similar, and it's like, oh yes, that's some way to greet me. Punch me in the face. He's like, you started all of this. As they bicker back and forth. Before Orion, which is with Ronaine, says, Layla, come over here, please.
Okay, I'm going over there.
Okay, sounds good. You are picking up on this as well. And the gentleman that you took the collar off of and saved, Orion, points over and says, there you go. That's who you need to ask your questions to. This is the problem.
What?
And did he not tell you? I'm guessing not. That's kind of been the thing going around. There he is. Go speak to him yourself, please. And kind of looking over at the figure that Lou is pulling away with the mask off, you notice the chin and resemblance of not only the man standing beside you, but your father.
Lou is dropping this guy immediately.
Huh. Okay, I'm gonna walk over him to him, get a good look at him.
Okay.
I think, I don't think the party's seen Lou mad before.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I heard that right?
What's that?
Lou's father?
Oh, I'm sorry, Layla's father.
Okay, thank you.
My
I was
apologies.
so confused for a minute.
Whoops. 2 L names.
I know. Yeah. Okay. But Lou still drops him like, whoa, doubles.
Yeah.
Layla's like leaning over this man if he's down, just to get a good look at him.
He looks at you and he says, Layla,
Lou, something's wrong here.
you're not at home.
Who are you?
Layla, it's me. It's your dad.
I'm gonna look back at the first Orion. Who are you?
My name is Leon Himmel. That is Arias Himmel.
Huh?
I think you have an
We-
uncle.
Hold on. I'm gonna hit something. It's probably going to be you. And I use both hands to point at either one of these twins.
I'm not going to
Okay.
stop her.
Okay.
I'm just still sitting underneath a tree, just watching.
Leon Himmel looks at you and he says, well, I think I've had my fair share if you would like to go at it.
Oh, I'm about to go at it. You might want to run. I don't like this much.
Why, this is not my intention. This was not my secret.
It-
I am getting
it-
sick of this. I will take it.
Go on.
Okay, good. You're gonna stop now?
Oh, I
Good.
can keep going. This guy
Okay.
got me
Give me-
dragged from
give me
my
the false impression
house,
that I cared.
incarcerated, and thrown
Incarcerated.
into jail.
You deserved it.
For what?
You lied to me. You lied. You're a liar.
Listen, Layla, I don't think it was my
Mhm.
lie or truth to tell.
You didn't even know me.
No, I did not. To be completely honest with you, I did not.
Which means you have missed 18 of my birthday parties, which you now owe me for.
No, listen, I didn't know you existed because somebody has disappeared for more than 18 years off
Well,
the
if I
continent.
knew you, I'd disappear off the continent too.
Well, that hurts.
Good. I'm looking.
You look down at
Yes.
Arisa speaks up and he says, "Well, listen, there was a good reason for all of this.
Yes. Go ahead.
Well, our gig was up.
Yeah.
I decided to move,
Uh-huh.
start a new life,
Yeah.
and that's about it. I left Galvandaria. I didn't think there was a reason to necessarily talk about it when we had so much to do on the new in the new place.
Uh-huh.
You had a life to live, and I got busy. I had kids.
Multiple?
Kid. No, a kid.
You sure about that? Because if I find out, you're gonna wish you told me now.
I'm not saying the chance isn't out there, but after I met your mother,
Don't tell me that.
That's a horrible
That's
thing to say
right.
to your daughter.
I'm just gonna look at
Okay,
Pugnat.
okay, no,
dun,
no,
dun,
no.
dun.
You are, as far as I know,
Okay,
my
we're done
only
with the conversation.
child.
Move on.
This,
Okay.
this story gets more fascinating as we listen.
Lou is like finding popcorn to eat.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cry. I'm actually going to cry. So, where have you been,
Which one are you pointing to?
Ryan?
You're Arias or Leon?
Dad, real dad.
Okay, Arias. Well,
But-
after everything transpired, I left to come get him out of prison. And you see
Right.
Leon kind of pitch in, shouting from about 10 to 15 feet away, "You put me there!" Says, "I didn't put you there. It happened to happen. I thought you left Gelvindari as well." He was like, "Well, apparently we were both lying." And it
So-
quickly turns into sibling bickering if no one steps in.
I like that Zach, like 5 or 6 sessions ago, was like, guys, I'm just talking to myself at this point. And now we've created a plot point where he's literally just arguing with
Yeah.
himself.
Okay, well, I created a plot point. I knew this was coming. It's just every other instance I was like, I knew this was coming. This makes sense. Me talking like Ronaine to Pugnat for no reason, or this, you know what I mean.
Can I just like retroactively add in that when Arias,
Yeah, is it Arias or Orion?
Okay. Arias is Layla's dad. Leon is his brother.
Right.
Do you guys remember me talking about a movie I did not want you watching?
No. Which movie was it?
Was it The Prodigy? Is the name of it?
I think
are
so.
you thinking about
Oh.
the Prestige?
The Prestige. Thank you.
We've had that
Oh.
conversation when playing Soma. I don't think we had it when playing this.
Oh yeah, because I talked to you about it. I think one time you left and I was talking to Carbo and Sarah.
Well, you talked to us. Do you remember when we talked, like, I mean, maybe before the campaign even started, maybe right after it started?
Uh-huh.
Do you remember what we had talked about then?
Probably, yeah.
Wait. Hold on.
Mhm.
So he lied about his name?
Well, I technically lied. Together we performed
Oh,
Maladin
under the
just
name Orion. My
Maladin
name's
just
Orius, his is Leon. We share the last name Himmel, so together we performed as Orion Himmel.
Maladin
I-
just in the background being like, wait, wouldn't that mess up so many of the spells that they've been using?
so
Theoretically,
you didn't bother to ever tell me. Ever.
does anyone remember me asking to flip a coin whenever sending was being used?
Oh my god, it was about which one? That's so funny.
By the way, can we retroactively add that when Maladin says, I think you have an uncle, can we just have Pugnat go up to Leon and say, congratulations, you are not the father?
Oh my god.
that sounds. I think he would say congratulations, but it would be more like a congratulations, like him awkwardly not understanding what exactly to say there.
Oh my gosh.
So, I.
Layla, I met your mother while we were performing as Orion,
Uh-huh.
so I kept the name to make things easier.
So you lied to her too.
Yes, but because that's how she knew me. Leon never knew your mother. So to her, I was always Orion, and I was the
Okay.
only Orion.
Okay, yeah, so you lied to me. You lied to her. And I guess we're just chill with the fact that I've almost died several times on my way to save who I thought was you after you just left me.
Layla, I told you to stay at home. I was coming over here to get him out.
Right. Yeah. We're past that.
Lou is
Obviously, I
scowling at him
didn't.
now.
Obviously,
Maladin
I wasn't going to.
Maladin in the background just
Well,
being
how
like,
was I
success
supposed to
with
know
jazz
that?
hands.
I was going to a continent that doesn't pop up on a map. I
Yes,
left you a note. Did you disregard the note? I was coming back.
obviously, I disregarded the note.
I hate to say this, but I mean, some of that responsibility doesn't necessarily fall on me. I had to leave urgently to get him out of prison.
Okay, well, you didn't, because I did.
I
Kept him from being killed, and then I got him out of prison, and then I made it so he could talk again because he couldn't talk for a hot minute there. So you're welcome.
You gave me a weird mint.
Leon pitches in and
Yeah.
says, "Thank you, by the way."
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm less mad at you now. You, on the other hand, why did you give Lou drugs?
Orius, which is on the floor, goes, "No, I gave him drugs."
Yes.
Oh, oh my god.
I think Layla's actually crying now.
I understand.
Lou is going to like pat her shoulder reassuringly.
Listen, I'm good at lying. I couldn't go to
Yeah.
court because I can't lie.
Okay, well. Oh, I don't want to look at either one of your faces right now, but I can't turn anywhere to stop seeing it. So just go somewhere for 5 minutes and have a timeout until I can think.
Leon speaks up and says, "Well, the good news is you only have to try to forget one face."
Oh my gosh. Can I like kick him?
No, we're actually
You were holding Arias. If you want Ronaine to kick him, he can.
Run and kick him.
Okay. You get to
No,
go
it's okay.
gut knee in.
Yeah.
So Leon will not speak for a minute.
okay. All right. Okay, this is the situation we're dealing with. Okay. I got nothing.
Okay, so your plan was to get him out. I'm real curious how you got up into such a high position within a few months. I like that now it's just going to be Maladin, the peanut gallery, commenting.
Are,
Now.
are you talking to Orion when you, or I'm sorry, Arias when you said that?
Yes.
See, I was working on it.
Okay, okay. Anyway, he's out, not cursed. You got into such a high position within a few months. Real curious how you did that. But now what?
Well, Sirius Lee did.
I will stab you. She'll kick you.
No,
I'll stab
no,
you.
no, 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 stop it, stop it.
You wanted me to do it 2 sessions ago.
Yeah, well,
That means nothing to them when I say that.
Correct. Arias kind of gives a nod, like, that's fair.
Well, if you were planning on returning to Phandalin, Phandalin might not be there anymore.
hey, we're not returning to Phandalin
What? Why not?
because I'm mad at you.
You came all this way to find me
Yes.
when I told you I would be back home,
Well, yeah.
coming to save me so we can go back home. Why not?
I just gave this speech. Okay. Because these guys saved your life, because I saved your life, and because I'm mad, and because if I go back home now, I'm gonna just burn the place down. Honestly, I might do it. Feeling a little crazy right now. So we're gonna go somewhere and do something, and then we can think about going.
Leon from a kneeling position goes, he wasn't there for that conversation.
He
I
also wasn't the
know.
one you saved, that was me.
I'm told
Yeah.
Oh god, does this mean we're adopting 2 more bards to join?
Oh no.
Great.
There will be limitations, but I guess.
Bardic inspiration, bardic inspiration, bardic inspiration. You get a bardic
Bardic
inspiration. And you get it.
Also, you missed my 18th birthday.
I am sorry.
It's okay. Lou gave me alcohol.
Yeah, I do appreciate you trying to like gaslight
Gave
him
my
into
child alcohol?
When I was still underage.
It was no. When
the
she
clock
turned
had struck
18.
midnight.
No, I was 17.
Okay.
I tried
Here's
to
the thing,
keep her
I
from that. That's why she didn't go to
I
my shows.
I didn't know she was 17 when I let her drink booze. I'm sorry. I drank when I was 15 and it was fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me try to lighten the mood a little bit. What is your name?
Lou.
Okay, Lou. So if I approach you and I say, "Oh, it's my birthday today," there's a few questions you can ask. Would you mind telling me what a few of them may be?
How old are you?
There we
Okay.
go.
And guess what? She turned 18.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Here's
But
the
no
thing,
That
sauce.
is still very, very foolish.
Yeah. Lou
what's
forgot
wrong
my
with
birthday.
drinking at 18?
And when I told him it was my birthday, he didn't believe me.
My apologies. You look like you grew up in a tree.
Okay.
I wonder what is wrong with that statement.
All right, Ronan, kick him again.
No, 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 stop it.
Wait,
I
hold on.
said
Which...
that already.
right,
Ronan,
I
yeah.
kick him.
Okay.
I'm kicking Lou.
Arias is silenced for a bit. We are over time, by the way. So
Mm.
Yeah. So with that big reveal,
So, Zach, is this why for the past 2 months, every time I'm like, yeah, Orion, and you're like, Arias? Oh yeah, Orion. Oh my
first of all,
God.
that only happened last session. But yes, that is why the slip up happened.
Oh my word.
Because I knew I named them similarly, and I was trying to remember if the real one was Arias or Orion. And I did indeed misspeak. That was bad DMing on my part.
No, I was troubled because I was like, surely Zach would not forget the one thing I told him about Orion was that he was very friendly with Layla.
You
And then
would be
also
correct.
take away his bard magic. I was like, surely he would not, but what is happening?
Yeah, we also spoke that Orion was not the best dad.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah.
So it kind of hopefully that kind of is being spread as
No, that's beautiful. I love this.
the mixture of deception fit well with that.
Oh yeah.
But
I'm very happy. Thank you.
um,
I'm gonna be honest, when you mentioned the prestige, I just thought you were referring to like when we were doing Soma. You were talking about the other half of prestige.
correct. Yes.
Yeah.
I was talking about
Well,
we'll
yeah.
call it the secondary, but equivalently
Reveal.
important
Yeah.
reveal. Yeah.
The, I think, better reveal, because I wasn't a fan of the direction of that movie, but that's because I watched the trailer right before doing the movie.
Correct. The only reason I enjoyed it so much was because I did not watch the first 30 minutes of it the first time I saw it. So I
Uh,
didn't pick up on some of the
tells.
influences going on.
Yeah.
But yeah. Are there any final comments or questions before we
Yes.
end this session?
This was the funniest session yet.
Uh,
This was fun.
thank you.
Oh.
I'm very excited for how this developed.
Thank you. This is what brings me serotonin. Is these are concepts that I have been working with since we were in Ice Spire Peak,
Oh yeah.
and with you guys coming up with character ideas and everything else. And I was like, well, this arc is going to take a long time before it comes to fruition, and now it is. And hearing that you guys are enjoying the concepts or ideas that I have crafted, whether for you or as generic plot points, is very nice.
This has all been really fun.
I just,
Thank
I
you.
have a question.
Yes.
Layla,
What?
how does it feel not knowing who your dad actually is?
Well,
Is it Leon or is it Orion? Or
to be fair, I don't know
Arias?
who my mom is either, so
Oh, fair.
kind of checks out.
I mean, to be fair, it is probably Arias.
And you, weird green man, who is your parents?
Yeah.
I have no
Is
idea.
Lou is the only one that knows his mom.
Hey, to be fair, Layla's
Oh,
pretty
Layla knows
sure she
hers.
knows who her dad is. She's like 72% sure.
Yeah.
And one thing I will say out loud, because it's kind of important. Layla, does your mom have a name? Did you share that with me?
I never gave her one, but if she has one, Layla does not know it.
Really? Okay.
Wow,
Or
he is a
maybe-
bad dad.
No, I don't think Layla cares, honestly. I think she's like, hey, so where's mom? And he was like, well, not here. And she was like, well, good point.
I don't know about that. That's so messed up.
Yeah. That helps me greatly as well. Okay.
That's scary.
Well, no, it just means it just means your arc probably has another arc at some point.
Oh, word.
Oh my gosh, we get to find Layla's mom.
Oh,
Or the
no.
And
bones
she
that
can
remain.
join the party too. Or
Yeah, another
or plot
bar.
twist. She's the queen.
Oh gosh.
Oh my
please,
god.
no.
To be fair, we
Wait a
have that.
minute.
Lou would
Chase
if,
could be cooking.
Princess Layla art.
more like
No.
Lou kills Layla's mom art.
Yeah.
Well, she's been dead this whole time to Layla, so again, checks
Oh,
out.
okay.
That depends. How long were you amnesiac for? How long do you not remember?
Okay, he can't remember from about like a month into being 15 to like 24. It's about a 9-year gap.
Oh, okay.
Why?
No reason. Next session,
Luke,
D&D
Luke.
Civil War.
All right. Okay, I was thinking like Lou cannot be Layla's mom. There's some issues with that.
No. Maybe I think Chase probably got the joke I just made. D&D Civil War.
Yeah.
Is this an Avengers joke? What's happening?
Yes.
Okay. What happened in Civil War? That's so long ago.
It was so long. That was 2016.
Yeah.
Dang. That was a joke that like Bucky secretly did some things that caused the Civil War stuff.
We can
That-
spoil
yes.
that movie, can't we?
Yes.
Huh?
Sarah, have you seen Civil War yet?
I don't watch Marvel that
Okay,
much.
so you're not invested. You don't care about spoilers.
Not really.
Okay, so
Okay.
Civil War is one of the better ones
Yes.
because everybody has fun with the Marvel movies until they're done, and then 2 weeks later they forget everything about them. Civil War did a lot for Tony, and I think a lot for Bucky, and I think it screwed over Captain America's character.
I agree.
I think it fits with his trilogy, but contradictedly, it screws with his character in Avengers and also his relationship with Tony.
Yeah, it messes with the overall morale of, or social. Well, not social. Just conscious that everyone thought Captain America had.
Because I hate to say it, Captain America's a criminal in that movie. Dog goes about everything the most unlawful
I'm
way.
not gonna lie,
Okay,
though. I had
do
no
it all
issue
for
with
his
it.
friend, though.
Well, this is where you're going to defend Cap, and it's like my comment back is like Avengers Endgame, where he leaves Bucky. He outright abandons Bucky with his final
That's
choice.
fair. Well, here's the thing, though. I hate Endgame. I seriously hate Endgame.
Oh, I hate it for introducing
I
time
don't-
travel. Any time travel
Yes.
mechanic is the
Yeah.
worst because now you have to register that time travel
Yeah.
exists in that world because they couldn't. Bruce knows the
Okay.
technology.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I don't like Endgame. I didn't really like the one before it either.
Infinity War,
And
it
I
was.
think the way it treated all the female characters was awful, like just criminal. Like
I
we had
hate to be this
two-
way. That was a good female fight scene, but when they redid it in the second one, it was terrible.
Endgame
just-
was awful
I
for
just
it.
mean like they killed like two of the most interesting characters, replaces one of them with a character that's a less interesting version of her.
Oh yeah, Black Widow, yeah,
Killed Loki right after he got his actual
character,
good arc happening to him.
Yeah.
And then replaced him with a less interesting version of him.
yeah.
When they could have just said he survived and then was, part of the TVA after he survived that instead of oops, no character development. That's stupid.
So
Yeah.
I'll actually argue that Endgame is awful for what it does to characters. Infinity War does a lot for characters, but the story is relatively just. It's so small because you have to deal with so many characters doing so many things. Because that is the
Yeah.
most action-packed of the movies. I think it does actually a decent amount of character work for. I want to say that's the only movie I actually like Scarlet Witch in.
Which one?
Infinity War, because she goes toe to toe with Thanos.
Or
no,
I
she
don't
she
know.
has
I
she
like
has to
her-
kill Vision, and it's like that was a moment of sacrifice that she had to make.
That was fine. And then she got like her own TV show. I mean, I'll be so real. They shouldn't have killed Natasha. I think it was a bad death. I don't like it. And the Gamora thing. It's so stupid that they actually made the whole like, oh, you have to sacrifice something you love, and it actually worked. Everything up to that point showed how much he did not care about his daughters.
Yeah.
Now suddenly he actually cares about them enough for this to actually work. That's stupid.
I'll
Well, it's more
actually
like the tribalistic aspect of having war family.
I'll actually go
Honestly,
ahead and state
I
too.
would low key, not in the same way, use the comparison of you and Renane as like him and his daughter. It wasn't like a daughterly bond, it was like a brother in arms / you are my best weapon bond.
So
Okay,
that I
to
can
be
accept.
fair, Lou does not view Ronan as a weapon.
You view him as a shield, right?
No, he does not. I do,
Okay,
like Hallie
okay.
does, but no, I don't.
But
Lou views him as a friend. He doesn't know. He views him as someone, not really a brother anymore. He doesn't know him that well anymore.
Yeah.
But as like a friend who he wants to understand why they were so close, and he wants to get that back, if not for his own sake, for Ronan's sake.
yeah, but the comparison of like sword and shield.
I
Like,
guess.
Thanos was except Thanos was the general, and Gamora was his greatest soldier, because he
I
saw
just-
a semblance of himself in her, and therefore picked her up.
I'll accept that because he does adopt her from a young age. Like, I honestly
Yep.
do think he cared for her. We look at it as abusive, but in his mind, he did care. My thing is, like, that
Right.
fits with his character. If you look at Infinity War, he's constantly testing characters throughout every scene with them. And it's even like
Yes.
him fighting Tony, and it's like all that for a drop of blood. And it's like, we're not that different, you and I. And him with Peter Quill, because I have to specify which Peter,
Yeah.
where he's like, kill her, or like, I'm going to win. And it's like, he actually pulls the trigger, but it's like, obviously Thanos stops it. And it's like, interesting. It's like, I like him. And it's like,
Yeah.
throughout that entire movie, he does test people's willingness to sacrifice up until the point where in game, it doesn't make sense why Natasha sacrificing herself actually applies it,
Yeah.
because Thanos had to sacrifice Gamora. Black Widow's just sacrificing herself. Unless you want to make the argument that Black Widow only cares about herself, but that is
Which she doesn't.
reductive into what her character is supposed to be. But I will
No, that-
argue Civil
but that-
War turned her into that.
Well, that is the reason that Hawkeye and her had a fight scene beforehand, was to show that, in all honesty, it wasn't either one of them sacrificing themselves. It was the sacrifice of the other failing the combat and letting the other one kill themselves. Because Hawkeye and her had a good bond. So since Black Widow ended up flying off the cliff, that was Hawkeye's sacrifice, because he was not strong enough to stop her from doing it.
I don't
And
like that
in
example
I get the-
because
I
one of
get
them
the
would have
movie
jumped off
logic.
without that, and they didn't know that.
The thing is, I get
Well,
the
okay, but no,
logic.
no, no, no. If
was
Hawkeye were
bad.
to jump off, Black Widow would have failed and lost one of hers.
But you know
someone
how I
should
think
do
it should have gone? I think the whole sacrificing something you love should have been like a fake answer. I think that should have not been the real answer to that problem. You know, like I just think it was lazy. I think they could have done a lot more with that. I think they could have not pushed two of the only well-written female, two of the
They really
Okay.
were like
two
the only
female
two.
characters
They
on
really
the
were.
cliff, on
I
the cliff.
personally don't think it should have been two female characters, but
Like, Hawkeye's not that interesting. I'm so sorry. We could have kept Natasha and it would have been
Here's
better.
the thing. I actually think Hawkeye could be interesting. They just haven't made him. I don't
They've not made him
necessarily
interesting.
I don't necessarily care that it's like two female characters that were sacrificed. You could swap them out for dudes. It'd be perfectly fine. But it is asinine that everyone post like Guardians of the Galaxy is so poorly written for character. Like, you look
Agreed.
past that movie and it's like, who do you actually care? Like, Bucky got introduced, I think, after. I think Winter Soldier came out after that. And it's like, he's like
For
the only
me,
one.
Yeah.
I deeply enjoyed Scarlet Witch until the final few arcs, and it got into
Yeah.
like the multiverse thing, everything else, and I realized, like, I understand that it was like the introduction of Agatha or like all that shit going on, but it still sucked.
This is my argument against Scarlet Witch, by the way, is I don't think she's ever been a good character because she didn't have a redemption story. She was introduced as a villain. When did she apologize to Hulk? When did she apologize to Tony? Tony only built Ultron because of her. Age of
Well, that
Ultron wouldn't have
is-
happened without her.
You are correct, but at the same time, that's what made her character a little bit better in my eyes, because it was like a bittersweet inclusion of her. Like, clearly, no one, like, there were a lot of people on the team who saw her as an individual and said, "Oh, well, she redeemed herself by fighting with us." And no, she didn't directly apologize to Hulk or any of them. But if she did, it would be very, very similar to a couple other characters who were like, "Oh, sorry." Like, having that kind of like secondary villain thing going on is
Well, like,
something
My
was
point
thinking.
being is like, here's Wanda's story. Child. Her family dies except for her brother. She blames Tony Stark. It would have been Obadiah Stane who would have sold the weapons to the Civil War scenario there. If you track the storyline for the MCU, She does that. She volunteers to be a Nazi experiment. She then sends the Hulk into a city to kill people as a distraction. She forces Tony to watch his greatest fears, which forces him to make Ultron, or inspires him to retry Ultron, which was the Infinity Stone's fault, not his. For full on, Tony Stark's my favorite character. Didn't do anything wrong. I hate every time any character blames him for anything because it's like he didn't do anything wrong and you all just watched. Anyway.
Well, he's objectively the most human character.
Yes. But point
Which
being,
is the entirety of him being good.
we are going over.
You
but
see, my
like,
favorite's Captain America.
which like I
I'm gonna
understand
go
for
to
his
bed.
independent arc. Good night.
Yes, good
Thank you
night,
for
Sarah.
sessions, Zach.
Good
Very
night.
good.
And then
Good
I
night,
know,
everybody.
Chase, you have to leave soon too, don't you?
Yeah, I'm gonna finish this point on Wanda. Wanda got introduced as tragic childhood, blames Tony. Fair enough. You could have cleared up that misconception later, have her apologize to Tony because she wanted to kill him. She did all of Age of Ultron with inspiration to kill Tony. In which case, following that, she just becomes an Avenger because she sees Ultron wants to destroy the world. It's not out of morality good. It's because she wants to survive.
Why it to be this way? When is she ever introduced or considered on the same level as a Avenger?
I
does
would
she
say the
ever
next
say
movie,
she's an Avenger.
Civil War, Civil War, where she's actively working with Captain America, Black Widow, and Falcon, where she blows up a building. Like her entire
like-
story is like
But
inept.
as a captive,
What do you mean?
like, so Tony kept her because she was strong.
Tony didn't
but-
keep her because she was strong. Tony kept her there because he just was hands off, and they are shown to be training her to be like the next Avenger set with Captain America at the end of Age of Ultron, where he says, "Let's train him up," and as Falcon, War Machine, Wanda. In which case, next movie she blows up a building, and then you have Civil War, where Tony's like, "We need to keep you here because you're not a U.S. citizen, and you will be deported, and you will go back to your own country, and you will likely be executed for crimes against humanity."
True, but Tony Stark also recognized her as a countermeasure to Vision, kind of, and that made her too strong. So he kept her in the tower, but where Vision had feelings for her, let her free.
Vision
Or
didn't let her
she-
free. Hawkeye got
that's
her
true.
out. But I don't
True,
think.
but and then she turned on Vision.
I don't
but-
remember Tony ever actually actively stating that Vision was she was a countermeasure to Vision. I think he just fully trusted Vision because Vision lifted up
I think-
Mjolnir.
Well, he mentioned several times that she is the reason he was created. No, yeah, because she was linked. she was
No,
linked
they're both
to
created from the
Ultron.
stone.
Yeah,
That's
Which makes
the
him-
connection.
synonymous.
That's stated in Infinity War where her
Yeah,
power can.
in my eyes at least. So I think it was one of those unspoken. Yeah. So for me, it was like an unspoken understanding, and for Tony to be like, "Okay, Vision, keep her here for these reasons, along with I don't need her fucking shit up." At least that's my opinion on it. That's not necessarily proven. So,
Civil War is one of the coolest concepts that I think did not actually have the desperate effect that it needed to on the universe. In which case, nobody ever talks about the Sokovia Accords since Civil War.
true.
All
I
of
agree
the rogues were forgiven at the end of Endgame. Or they were forgiven at the end of Infinity War after everybody gets snapped because they're just in the US chilling. Captain America's at a VA, or I think it's not I don't think it's a full VA. I think it's just like a therapy session with a bunch of people who like had people gone with the snap.
Yes.
It's like I like Captain America's character independent of Tony's character because I get he was a soldier, he wanted to do good. That's where the first Avenger happened. The Winter Soldier, he sees how corrupt the system can become, and that leads to Civil War, where he's like, this can lead to bad things. And like I agree, I like his character up until that point because they just have him look at the first page of the Accords, say, "No, I'm good." Make a decent point about not being able to like go and actually save people in time if they're like barred up by bureaucracy. But also, he then betrays Tony.
Yeah.
And then sends a half-ass note to him at the very end where it's like, I know the Avengers were your family the entire time. And it's like, oh, really? Who's at the end of the movie with Tony still? War Machine, whose legs are broken or whose spine is snapped. Vision, who he made. Thor's in space. Bruce is in space. Natasha betrayed him. Black Panther is letting Captain America chill out in his home. Captain America is in Wakanda. Winter Soldier's in Wakanda. Hawkeye betrayed him.
Yeah.
Am I missing anyone? Falcon
Fair point.
was with Cap.
True.
That was one of the best moments in Civil War is where like Ant-Man's like, Hank always said never trust the Stark. And it's like, who are you?
True. Yeah, I agree with that.
I will argue up and down that Tony did nothing wrong and is the best character, but I can appreciate Cap's character separately. Anyway, I've ranted on this long enough, and this is where we.
No,
should
you're all
end.
good. Sorry, my brain power is dying. So.
No, you're good.
Also, I said earlier that Captain America's my favorite. I did lie. I did for Loki is my favorite character.
No.
What? I think the movies do him really poorly, but the Thor movies do him great. But
I don't-
all the Avengers movies do him terribly, except for the first Avengers movie, which does him perfectly, and I have no complaints about that.
The first Avengers is great. Thor 1 does him well. The first Thor movie, I think, is actually the best Thor movie, and I'll
Okay, the
fight
first
anyone
Thor
that's.
movie does him well. I really love the third Thor movie, and I love how they do Loki, and I love how they do their brothers. Actually, I liked how they did Loki in the second movie. I didn't like anything else about the second movie. I liked they gave him that sort of
I'll agree. I'll actually agree on that. That
internal
was
conflict.
that was, I think, his like the biggest character movement for him. The
Yeah.
reason I say 1 is the best is because 3 arguably is like funnier, it's more action packed, it does a little bit more work with relationships between characters, but it turns Hulk into a baby. It makes
which is
Thor a
bad,
joke
yeah.
character,
I
in which
Yeah.
case
We had
that
that
leads
conversation
until
how I-
Thor 4.
Yeah.
Thor 4 was bad. I did not enjoy it.
Ragnarok was the gate
100%.
leading to 4 is my issue. That's my issue with 3.
Fair. Fair.
To the
That's
ending of 4, though.
I didn't enjoy Ragnarok, to be completely honest.
Fair. I can Loki is my favorite. I really love how Ragnarok did Loki.
I
And
agree
then
with that.
they ripped him away from us with the next movie. They finally made him interesting. He could have finally been a member of the team or something. Because in the comics, he has really good chemistry with all of the characters when he's being a good guy. Ugh. I just hate that we
The-
don't have that now.
Yeah, I agree. We can have this conversation some other time because I do have to.
Oh,
go.
yeah.
Yeah,
Go,
no
go, go.
worries.
Good night, everybody.